Hi everyone and welcome to the mat today. Today we are going to do a little abdominal series. So it's going to be just a quick 10-minute session on the mat where you can jump on and really get your abdominals working, and also think about using your abdominals to create movement through your body as well. We don't want to just, lie down on the mat and do all this really, hardcore abdominal exercise, but remember what role the abdominals actually play in our body. They're there to help us move and help us move with efficiency and with the least effort required from our body. So you'll need a couple of weights. So I've just got a couple of 1 kgs here. So, anything between 1 and, you could have a 0.5, or even if you don't have weights, you can grab a couple of cans from the pantry, and as long as they're the same weight, that's the main thing. So what we're going to do today is start lying down on our backs. So from your lying down on your back position, we're going to take the weights one into each hand and take your palms facing one another and your feet and knees hip width apart. So if you were to draw a straight line, it would run from your hip bone, center of kneecap, second to third toe. So we start off with the lifts of the legs. So what we're going to do is float one leg to tabletop, the other leg to meet it, lower the first and lower the second. Then change the leading side. So we lift and lower and lower. Now what I'm going to do is give you guys some variations today where the exercise just progressively gets a little bit more challenging. So you can choose to do the more challenging variation or stick to that basic variation. So let's hold at the top from here. This is called our dead bug position. And what we're going to do is breathe out and tap one foot to the floor. Breathe in to lift. Breathe out to tap the other. Breathe in to lift. So it's really important that we maintain neutral spine. So when your leg goes to tap, we're not letting that low back arch away from the floor. Now, if it is arching, it means that you're losing neutral spine and you'll start to feel quite achy and uncomfortable in your low back because your abdominals just aren't quite coping with the amount of pressure we're putting into them. Okay, so then we're going to do a little opposite arm and leg. So you're going to take one leg out and your other arm overhead, and then they come back to the center. So opposite arm and leg extend and then back in. And again, it's important we use neutral spine. We use the breath out to extend, which will help to connect you into your abdominals. And one more here. Great. And then we bring the legs back down to the center. Pop the weights off to the side, take both hands in behind your head, and we're going to go into some chest lifts. So on your breath out, curl up through the head, neck, and shoulders. Breathe in, hands come in behind your thighs. Pull yourself up a little higher. Take your hands back behind your head and roll back down. So it's a breath out to curl up. Breath in, hands behind the thighs. Breathe out, curl a little higher. Hands come back behind the head and we relax the curl. Now it's really important that our low back remains in neutral. So especially if you do that second curl up, don't tuck it and imprint it back. Make sure that your upper back is peeling up towards your pelvis as opposed to pulling your pelvis towards you. Great. So if you wish, you can practice this one with legs at tabletop and together in the center. And that's also going to bring us on to our next exercise. So we're going to hold at the top this time, hands behind the thighs. I want you to pull with your hands and push with your feet as you breathe out and roll all the way up. sitting tall at the top, and then tucking through the tailbone and peeling back down, legs come back to tabletop. So we're using our abdominals to create flexion or rounding through the spine and creating movement through flexion. So it's really important as you peel up and down that we've got that movement of one vertebrae at a time peeling off the mat, and then one vertebrae at a time peeling onto the mat. It's quite common to feel a little bit stiff into the low back and feel like it almost comes down like a bit of a plank of wood. That's a very common thing to happen. So definitely on the way down, really practice that feeling of pulling in through the tummy so that you can get that nice imprint and that roll of the back. Great. Now to make it a little bit more challenging, you can always stick to the last exercise. We'll extend the legs out, reach from the heels and go into a full roll up this time. Arms go overhead. It's a breath in, arms to ceiling, breath out to roll up. Reaching over the toes, hold the curve in the spine as you roll back down. So breath in, arms to ceiling, out to roll up, over the toes and roll back down. Now, if you feel like you're getting stuck on the way up, you can always use your hands to guide you up and then come forward. So don't feel like you can't do the roll up just because you're getting stuck in a certain spot. Just hold on to the outsides of the thighs, crawl your way up, reach over the toes. This is the last variation. We're going to hold at the top, come all the way up, and then bend the knees and grab back into the back of the thighs there, legs together. So this is a little variation of teaser. So what we're going to do is rock back slightly and then float your legs up off the floor, almost like your preparation for rolling like a ball. So we hold that position, draw the inner thighs together and breathe out to extend the legs. Breathe in to bend, out to extend. Now as you extend your legs, really draw in through inner thigh, pelvic floor, deep abdominals. Now if you want to make this a little bit more challenging, take your arms out and do your extension here. So arms stay out as we extend the legs out and in, using the extension of the legs from the abdominals. Two more. 1 and 2. Good work. Hands behind the thighs, and we sit nice and tall at the top so you can feel how we can really get that lovely length of the legs by connecting into the core. So we're going to turn over from here onto our hands and knees. Think about having hands under shoulders, knees underneath hips. We're going to tuck your toes under and then take your hands a whole hand forward. We're going to start with a little knee lift. So what you're going to do is lift your knees and lower them down. The smaller the lift, the harder it is. So as we lift, just an inch off the floor and then come down. So we should feel when we lift, our abdominals and our quads are working. Let's try a little extension to plank. So what I want you to do is start with your lift and then extend and bend, extend and bend. Really feel that full plank position with our hips fully extended, our spine nice and long, and 2 more. Last one, and then bend and lower. Good work. Let's pop the heels together now. So keep the toes where they are. Pop your heels together so you're in a little V. And then let's lift again and go into our extensions here. So a little bit more squeeze of the inner thighs, a zip up of the inner thighs. Keep the abdominals connected so that when you reach plank, you're not sinking into your low back. And 2 more. Last one. Beautiful. So you can feel there that idea of how the abdominals can really help to create length and strength through the spine as you go into that plank position. So I hope you enjoyed your little abdominal series today. And if you've got any questions, feel free to flick me an email at nicole@mindyourmovement.co.nz, or you can have a little look at my Instagram page, which is Nicole Dixon Pilates teacher, and you can always flick me a DM on there. I hope you enjoyed your class, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.